Welcome to JermaineAuNatural. I am Jermaine Ryan, and I am bringing you from a very long stint Black History piece every month. So it's been a little bit since I've done one. It only felt fitting that this would be the month that I would bring it back. As some of you may know, some of you may not know, and or have seen all over the internet that August is Black Business Month. And since today is the 23rd and we're kind of like in the final last stretch of it, it only felt right for me to come and do a little bit of a Black history on it. Black Business Month is a month carved out to highlight, showcase, and really patronize Black businesses, the same Black businesses that we patronize all year long, right? Now, if some of you recall, or you may not, last August, I did a Black business. And remember that any pop-up videos that happen above will also be linked down below for you to watch after this one. In addition, if you have not watched any of my Black history videos, then just know that all links and everything that I've read is always down below so that you can read full articles, full backgrounds, just all of the links that I click on to get my compiled information. Everything will be linked down below for you to click on and watch after this one. So let's take it back, right? We need to know the origin story. I am a big origin story person. So, though Black History Month was founded in 2004, there was some foundation that was laid before then.
Picture it.
Tennessee, the late 1800s. We zoom in on the Tuskegee Normal Industrial Institute. Today, being one of the lead HBCUs in the country, known as the Tuskegee University. So we're zooming in on it, right? Then we're entering the doorways, going into the hallways of this infamous HBCU. And who do we zoom in on? None other than Dr. Booker T. Washington. Some of you might have heard of him, you know, principal of the school at a very, very young age, like in his 20s. Intellect, national public speaker, advisor to President Theodore Roosevelt and President Taft. Also the first African-American invited to the White House. You might have heard of him. Well, around that time, into the 1900s, I believe it was 1904 when I read that he founded the National Negro Business League. And what the league did at that time was that it gathered educators, other Black business owners, people that were in that sector, you know, because we're talking early 1900s, so not too far from, you know, slavery is, you know, it was. So, you know, we're still here. We're still at the turn of everything kind of coming into play into leading up to the civil rights, right? So the league brought all of these Black people together that were having their own businesses, that were intellects, that were educators, and coming prepared for these meetings, coming prepared to basically take the businesses that they had and to expand them and to make them grow and to teaching financial growth and economical development. Now, the National Negro Business League, now known as the NBL, is the nation's first and oldest business organization. And today, August the 23rd, is celebrating their 121st anniversary. So always remember that. Just kind of put it in the back of your head, and when it comes to, it comes to. But August the 23rd is the day that the NBL, BKA, the National Negro Business League, founded by Dr. Booker T. Washington. And even to this day, now they're known as the National Business League, or the NBL. The goal is still the same. It is still to help with financial growth, economical growth, expanding, evolving, and that's what the organization has done over the past 121 years. It's evolved, it expanded, and even to this day, living in a digital world, shout out to Khalees, they still have a platform and has grown exponentially since the early 1900s when they were founded. A B. I don't know how a B got in here, but scary. But as I was saying, the goal is still the same. They have expanded, they have evolved with time, and they're still here. They're still financially helping out Black-owned businesses make waves and to become substantial and being able to sustain their businesses. Now, at the same time, born at the same time, making waves in a bit of a different way, but still with the same goal in mind, equality, economical growth, businesses growing in the black community, you had W.E.B. Du Bois, author, intellect, public speaker, and teacher. He too went on to found a company that we might know about. Maybe you've heard of the NAACP? Yeah, he was one of the founders of that in 1910. Kind of approaching black businesses in a different way than Booker T. Washington did. The goal, and as we know of the NAACP, is equality. So being treated equal, giving equal opportunities, equal pay, equal money, equal financing. So still attacking it, but with the same goal and plan, black businesses prospering. So we have both of these two dynamic men trying to make waves and difference in black businesses and in the black community in the early 1900s. So now that we've got foundation, a little bit of pavement going in the dirt road, we've got some foundation happening, let's bump it up, because as you know, NAACP has been around, like I said, since 1910, and the NBL was around since 1904. I believe it was 1904. Bump it up to 1993. So now we're talking all of the changes post-Civil War. We're talking about evolving and sustaining through the Civil Rights Movement. So now we're into the 90s. So now adding another nice layer on top of the foundation that was built by W.E.B. Du Bois and Dr. Booker T. Washington, we now have the National Black Chamber of Commerce, or the NBCC, who was incorporated in DC with well over 140 chapters. And still, the goal was still the same: to empower and sustain African American communities economically through finance and entrepreneurship. So now that we've got some foundation, we've got a little bit built up on it, now that we're into the 1990s, we're gonna bump it up some more. So, and it's always been evolving. NAACP has been around, the NBCC has been around, and the NBL. So still sustaining, still working toward these goals and making them happen. Now we're in the 2000s, everything is silver and the cars are flying. We now have where we entered into where the Black Business Month actually was founded. So just to give you some backstory, just to see how we got here. So that leads us into the founders of Black Business Month. Frederick E. Jordan, who is an engineer and owner of the nationwide company, F.E. Jordan Associates, paired with publisher, producer, curator, John William Templeton. This dynamic pair, they are the ones that actually founded Black Business Month. As they are both black businessmen with their own personal goals and growth, felt and knew that black businesses needed to be highlighted. They needed their own time to shine. And that is how the month was founded. I did some searching. I wasn't able to find anything as far as a White House proclamation about Black Business Month, but I did find various states where in those states they did make proclamations. So it seems like it's more so a state thing, state by state proclamations, in opposed to something from the White House, which makes it a national proclamation. That's from what I was able to find, but if you have more information or can find something from the White House at any point in time, let me know down below in the comments. Since this month is being acknowledged, highlighted, uplifted, put on a pedestal, plastered everywhere, what you'll need to do is just go into your local Googles and Google Black Business Month, put in your state, and everything for your state should come up. Any special events, any businesses that are doing special things, just anything and everything that evolves around it should pop up. Now, of course, I'll have links down below because I found a really good article that had 3 links that linked to businesses everywhere that sold any and everything: personal care, jewelry, finance advisors, just any and everything that is a business that is owned by a black person. It was in one of those 3 links, covered everything. As those of us in the natural hair community know, there is no shortage of finding a nice quality. Now, another thing that I did want to mention when it comes to black businesses that will not be mentioned on my channel is who actually is leading the way in growth of black business. And of course, it's black women, because that's what black women do. They take charge They lead the way. So I'm gonna read this part. Because it's a little bit to it. And of course, like I said, the article that I'm reading this from and everything else will also be linked down below for you to read after this one in full. So according to the postnewsgroup.com, it says that firms owned by Black women continue to grow at an exponential rate. And according to Forbes, businesses owned by Black businesses grew 67% from 2007 to 2012, compared to 27% for all women, and 50% from 2014 to 2019. This isn't making sense. According to Forbes, businesses owned by Black businesses. Maybe it should say according to Forbes, businesses owned by Black owners grew 67% from 2007 to 2012. 67% from 2007 to 2012, compared to 27% for all women, and 50% from 2014 to 2019, representing the highest growth rate of any female demographic during that time. So from 2007 to 2019, Black-owned businesses that are owned by Black women have been growing faster than any other demographic of women. So like our sisters, the Black women, they are the entrepreneurs, they are the women, they are the women that are making the way, and they are the ones that are helping to create and sustain and constantly nurture and take care of our community, because that's what they do. Leaders, bosses. And then in another article from blackvoicesnews.com, it says that businesses owned by Black women account for 21% of all women-owned businesses, and additionally, Black women-owned businesses have grown at an annual rate of 12% for the past year, compared to an 8% annual growth between 2014 and 2019. Now, of course, a lot of them articles do mention 2020, which, 2020 and whole different ball game. Businesses across the board, dropped because, it's a hard year. Unlike any that most of us have ever experienced before, the businesses are bouncing back. They are coming back. So I definitely encourage everyone to go out and support their favorite Black-owned businesses, and also Google and look up or support a new one that maybe you aren't familiar with in your local area or online. Now, specifically for Detroit, because I got to bring it home. For Detroit, there are a few different things that are happening. Particularly this week, there's going to be Black Restaurant Week. There's going to be a slew of Black-owned restaurants. There are going to be a slew of food trucks that are going to be in various spaces and places doing different things. So I'll have articles for things that are happening in Detroit, specifically listed as Detroit, in the comment section down below, so that if you want to look up generally what's happening, but then if you want to really see what's happening, if you are from Detroit, plan on being here or are here now, you can see what's happening here very specifically without having to go through everything. So link down below. And just a really like a quick little, I wanted to shout out my friend. You won't be able to see it as well, but my friend owns Good Cakes, and my friends own Good Cakes and Bakes, located here in Detroit, the Avenue of Fashion. It is a natural bakery. They have a ton of vegan options if you're vegan, and they do ship. So, Shawnee got one of my personal favorite bakeries. I would also like to say that she was featured on the Today Show for her lemon cake, and also she was on Oprah, and I was baking with her when she was on Oprah. I was there. I was part of the filming. So yeah, shout out to my friend April and Michelle who own Good Cakes and Bakes. I also want to give a shout out and highlight another Black business. One of my homies from the internets is Lamar. Shout out to him and his bakery with his family, cakeslamarbakery.com, located down in South Carolina. So just a couple of the Black businesses, like from friends and like people that I know that I just wanted to highlight. And of course, information and their IG stuff will all be listed down below as well. All right, but like I said, you definitely want to support local. You definitely want to support your Black-owned businesses. And like I said, try to find something new outside of what you already know, just to give support to our community in entirety. All right, so if you have any additional information, please let me know down in the comments. Something that I maybe left out, something that wasn't there. And of course, like I said, our pop-up videos will be down there and all articles will be down there. And if you're from Detroit, in Detroit, then I will have a very specific one that's going to say Detroit and all links for that underneath it. All right, make sure that you like this video, press subscribe. Feel free to share this out as someone else may not. Feel free to share this out as there may be someone that does not know that August is Black Business Month or may not know the foundation of even how we got here to having an actual month for it. Feel free to share it out. Punch the notification bell so that you can stay abreast of when I post my videos. And again, thank you for tuning into JermaineAuNatural, and I'll see you in the next one.